Okay, bud. Today it's the Amazing Spider-Man, Peter Parker's Pictures. Peter Parker loved his job as a photographer at the Daily Bugle, but sometimes his boss, J. Jonah Jameson, asked him to do the impossible. "Parker, these photos you gave me for the last article aren't going to work," he shouted as he ripped them apart. "If you want to keep taking pictures for the Bugle, you need to get exclusive shots. I'm about to run a feature on the lizard. He's on the loose. I need you to get me a close-up for the front page. Can you do it?" "Yeah, you can count on me, Mr. Jameson," Peter replied. Truthfully, Peter Parker wasn't really thinking about the pictures. He was too focused on stopping the lizard before he hurt anyone. Peter knew that the lizard was really Dr. Curtis Connors, a brilliant scientist who turned into the lizard after a botched attempt to trying to grow back his missing arm. Now, like Peter, he had a secret identity. Dr. Connors wasn't a bad guy, but the lizard was. Peter needed to transform him back to Dr. Connors. It was web-slinging time. Peter secretly changed into a Spider-Man costume. He leapt past J. Jonah Jameson's office and swung off. He was determined to find the lizard and stop him. "I'm coming to get you, lizard. You can't hide from the Amazing Spider-Man," Spidey said as he looked for the lizard high above the New York City. Soon, Spider-Man spotted the lizard crawling up the wall of a familiar building. "Scaling the wall? And I thought you were a leaping lizard," Spidey shouted as the lizard tried to race ahead. "You won't stop me," the lizard hissed as he jumped through the window and entered the building, which Spidey knew housed Dr. Connors' lab. "Got you," Spider-Man said as he found the lizard inside the lab. Spidey shot a web at the lizard, but the lizard tore through it like it was paper. "So much for catching him in a web," Spider-Man thought. "I'm too strong for your weak web," the lizard taunted. Spider-Man raced toward the lizard. "I have other tricks up my sleeve, Lizzie. Remember, there's no winning when you're a bad guy." Spidey felt something bite into his feet and realized that the lizard had unleashed all the reptiles from the lab and had trained them to attack. "Is this your version of a lizard army? They won't stop the spectacular Spider-Man," Spidey mocked the lizard, though he had to admit that the reptiles' bites were painful. "I'm going to make these reptiles grow bigger than I am. They will attack the city, and I shall rule them all," the lizard said with an evil laugh. "And you'll be the Lizard King?" Spider-Man questioned. "Not on my watch." Spider-Man shot a web and swung behind the lizard, kicking him and knocking him to the ground. The monster was down, but not out. The lizard called to his army as he tried to get up. "Reptiles, attack!" "Uh-oh," Spider-Man said. "I think I've just made him mad." Just then, the lizard leapt back and started to attack Spider-Man again. Spidey worried that the lizard's army might be too much for him. With all of his super spider strength, Spider-Man delivered a powerful right cross to the lizard, knocking him down with a thud. Suddenly, the lizard jumped back up and threw a desk at Spidey, who tripped over the sea of snakes and tiny lizards. Beneath his mask, Peter was worried that he wouldn't win this battle and the lizard might escape. He feared the villain would unleash the reptiles on the streets of New York and they would attack innocent people. Spidey had to act fast. The Amazing Spider-Man jumped in front of the lizard and pushed him down with all his might. Then Spidey raced through the lab to find a potion he knew would turn the lizard back into Dr. Connors. When Spidey returned to the fight, the lizard was enraged. He was throwing lab equipment all around the room. He knew he was trapped, and he didn't want Spider-Man to change him back to Dr. Connors. Even with snakes wrapped around his arms and legs, Spider-Man was able to pour the potion into the lizard's mouth. "Drink up, Lizzie, and let me welcome Dr. Connors," Spider-Man said. He quickly remembered that he had to get a shot of the lizard for the Daily Bugle. He took out his camera and snapped a picture of the lizard before he transformed back to Dr. Connors. "Spider-Man, what happened?" Dr. Connors asked as he looked around the lab, which was in shambles. Spider-Man told Dr. Connors that he once again transformed into the lizard. "I'm so glad to be back. Thank you, Spider-Man. And I'm glad to see you back to your old self, Doc." Spidey said the lizard was attempting to train your reptiles to attack people. He wanted to make them enormous, so they could conquer all of New York. "Oh no," Dr. Connors said. He was very upset. "Luckily, you stopped him." "Yes, and I think I'll take your formula with me for safekeeping," Spider-Man said, holding up the potion that had cured Dr. Connors. Spider-Man wanted the potion at the ready in case he ever needed to rescue Dr. Connors again. Later, Spider-Man was happy to be back at the Bugle as Peter Parker. J. Jonah Jameson yelled, "Parker, I need photos of the lizard, and I need them now. Did you get them?" Peter sat down and handed J. Jonah Jameson the photos. "Now these are exclusive shots, Parker. Nice job. I don't know how a kid like you does it, but you always get close-ups. You have a talent. What's your secret?" J. Jonah Jameson asked. Peter smiled. "Just lucky, I guess." If only Jameson knew that Peter Parker was really the amazing Spider-Man. Even if Peter told him, he probably wouldn't have believed it. Some secrets are too hard to believe. Alright, bud. Love you.